It is good to see your happy faces. It is good to see some faces I haven't seen in a while. Reverend Sherry back there coming in after her knee surgery, so everybody give her a big hug and send her lots of love. Yeah, it's wonderful. Good morning. I welcome you wherever you are on your journey today, being here in our community of love and care and joy. My name is Joan James. I'm a licensed practitioner here at Centers for Spiritual Living and also a ministerial candidate, which is like seriously fun. And I am grateful to be here in front of you all and grateful to share this experience with you today. We have a statement of truth here at CSL Minneapolis, and our statement of truth is there is a power for good in the universe, and you can consciously use it. Isn't that amazing? You can consciously use that power every second of your life. Our mission is to teach, demonstrate, and empower a positive spiritual approach to living. We like to teach, we like to have classes, we like to talk, we like to create new ideas, we like to chew on things. We like to demonstrate to ourselves and to the world around us, the people in our lives, what this message and this meaning and this amazing idea of using our life to those around us by our actions, by how we serve in this world, by how we show up in service to others. And we empower a positive spiritual approach to living. Isn't that amazing? A positive spiritual approach to living. We're not just living our life. We're not just being part of the day in and day out. We are choosing to participate in our lives. We are choosing to step into who we are. We are choosing to share this by our actions in the world. It often says that we are God and God is us and God speaks through us. How I look at that is when I am acting in a way that's spiritually found, spiritually amazing, that God is using me to be present in this world. And that's the bottom line. That's what we get to give to this world. And it's an amazing process, and I'm so grateful each of you is here today to share that with all of us. I'm going to do a centering prayer right now, and you can relax, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes closed. This is from a book called A Gift of Love, and it's sermons from Martin Luther King. And you have to understand that when Martin Luther King gave sermons, he was speaking to his people. He was speaking to his black audience. He was speaking to his black congregation. When he gave a speech, he was speaking to white folk. So his sermons are seriously special. By discovering the distinction between spiritual tranquility and the outward accidents of circumstances, Paul learned to stand tall and without despairing amid the disappointments in life. Each of us who makes this magnificent discovery will be like Paul, be a recipient of that true peace which passes all understanding. Peace, as the world commonly understands it, comes when the summer sky is clear and the sun shines in scintillant beauty, when pocketbook is full, when the mind and body are free of ache and pain, and when the shores of Spain have been reached. But this is not true peace. The peace of which Paul spoke is a calmness of soul amid terrors of trouble, inner tranquility amid the howl and rage of outer storm, the serene quiet at the center of a hurricane amid the howling and jostling winds. We readily understand the meaning of peace when everything is going right and when one is up and in. But we are baffled when Paul speaks of that true peace, which comes when a man is down and out, when burdens lie heavy upon his shoulders, when pain throbs annoyingly in his body, when he is confined by stone walls of a prison cell, and when disappointment is inescapably real. True peace, a calm that exceeds all description and all explanation, is peace amid storm, tranquility amid disaster. Through faith, we may inherit Jesus' legacy. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Reverend Debbie is speaking today about being a human being, not a human doer. And this spoke to me about what it is to be a human being. Now is a good time to check that your cell phones are turned off or silenced. I usually just leave mine at home because it rings in my hearing aids, and if I'm talking to you, then I can't hear a thing for like 30 seconds. We have our first song by Carl and Victoria.
Good morning. I'm going to start this morning with a little God is my source. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Ba ba weedin the body, adan di bada day, I've opened bada day, I've opened adan di bada bay. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Whoa, 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 God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
I imagine when that song was written, it was not ever thought to be sung in the way that Victoria gives us. So I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. We have a group reading now. Oh, yeah. I'd like you to join me in reading this, and read it with conviction, folks. Read it like you mean it. I am ready to deepen my conviction and presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. I am ready to receive God's highest blessings. I am ready to live from a higher level of beingness. I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. Amen. We will have our candle lighting now, and I have asked Annette. This center is based on the knowledge that there is one great universal presence, and we acknowledge that there are multiple names and paths to this one which unifies us, not divides us. Please join me as we honor the unifying nature of spiritual thought and experiences as we light the flames of faith, acknowledging all people and all faiths. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path. There we go.
It's been a while.
It's all right, man. It's all good.
I am teachable.
Yeah, there we go. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. Am I going too fast?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized she's lighting candles as I'm speaking.
The magic wand doesn't work so.
I know, I don't work quite that fast. All right. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as our highest calling. And I invite you now to take a moment and light the candle within for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you. We have an inspirational reading now, which is Colleen Wilkinson, practitioner Colleen.
Good morning. Reverend Debbie has chosen a reading from a book called A Daily Dose of Sanity, a 5-minute soul recharge for every day of the year by Alan Cohen. And this is indeed today's reading, On Higher Ground. If you were to ask our dogs why God invented cats, they would answer without hesitation, highly stimulating moving targets. Although our pooches are generally loving and well-behaved, the minute our cat makes an appearance, they believe it is their solemn duty to chase it. They mean the cat no harm, but the sport is just too enticing to pass up. At first, the cat would just run to a corner, and we would have to rescue it. But eventually, he learned that if he jumped to a high counter, the dogs could not follow him there. Now he just hangs out on higher ground and smugly watches the dogs from an untouchable vantage point. This escape dynamic is symbolic of how you and I can find relief from the struggles of worldly life. If someone attempts to engage you in a battle, or you are involved in an ongoing war, you are trapped as long as you remain at the level of warfare with your opponent. I'm having a lot of pronunciation problems this morning. All human interactions exist on the basis of frequency and agreement. If you are attuned to the same frequency as someone who wants to duke it out, you will keep going round and round with them. You also have the option to raise your frequency and refuse to go there with them. Then, they will have to either meet you at a higher, more satisfying level of interaction or go away. You are not required to attend every argument to which you are invited. At any moment, you can jump to a counter where the other person cannot reach you. If you want to fight, they can find someone else or change their mind. You, however, remain at peace and secure on higher ground. You have the power to end any war in which you are immersed. It takes two to fight, but only one to end the conflict. I choose the frequency at which I live. I elevate all of my interactions to harmony.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. And there is only love. when I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. Gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you. In this spiritual container that's being created by us today, it's being created by a beautiful reading by Colleen and her gorgeous meditation earlier. It's being created by our musicians, Carl and Victoria, but most importantly, it's being created by each one of you being here today. In this amazing, beautiful spiritual container, I'd like you to welcome Reverend Debbie up for her message.
Okay. All right, done messing with it. Hello, everyone. Hello. Such a blessing to be with you all this morning because it's December, right? It's that special time of the year where, I don't know, it's a great time. There's beauty and connection and community and caring and joy and peace and lights and sweets and all of that goodness, right? Merriment and celebration, or maybe not so much, right? Right? For some of us, there's challenges too this time of year. And there's a feeling of loneliness sometimes, and isolation, overwhelming, having too much to do, or depressed because you don't have enough to do, right? And then there's this idea of loss, especially if it's a recent loss. But no matter how long ago the loss was, there's that part of you that feels some sadness. I know that's true for me this time of year. There's a lot of gladness. There's a lot of community, thanks to all of you. But there's also some sadness. And I want to acknowledge that because we have a reputation in this teaching of being positive thinkers, right? But positive thinking doesn't mean you're just going to slap a smile on your face and tell everybody how good it is, right? Positive thinking is acknowledging how we're really feeling, how we're really doing, and knowing that we don't need to stay there. That's the key. We don't need to stay there. Because we're at choice to acknowledge it and hang out there for as long as we think we should. But then we get to move on. And we have all these spiritual tools that help us move on, right? We get to up our amount of quiet time. We get to up our amount of prayer, of affirmations. We get to go deeper into our soul as we go deeper into our feelings. And that just makes us so much more loving and caring, and it takes us to that higher ground. And that was the point of the reading this morning, is that we always have an opportunity to go to the next higher ground. Just one conscious breath can take us out of anything in terms of conflict, in terms of loneliness or overwhelmingness. So I like to start off December's letting everybody know that it's okay. Not that you don't already know it, right? But It's just the reality of who we are as humans, living a human life. It's not always the most wonderful time of the year, but it can be. It can be. So I want to start off by saying I'm glad you're here. Not here like in this room, but here on this planet at this time, going through this stuff at this human level with everybody else. And so you make a difference and you matter. So can you please just tell someone near you that they make a difference and they matter?
Yes.
All right. Hmm. And for those of you at home, just give yourself a really big hug, would you? Because we're sending love your way. See, when we get connected, in terms of community, in terms of caring, in terms of acknowledging and respecting people, then I think we're really capturing the spirit of this season. Because we're moving more into that place of oneness, that place that connects all of us, recognizing that we all have foibles and sadness and happiness and loneliness sometimes. And it is that allows us to bring up the inner joy and the inner peace and the inner love that we're all here to share in. And this month, we're going to look at that idea of stepping more into Christ consciousness, which is what this season really truly is, living from that place of connection. So next week, Reverend Joanne's going to talk about Christ consciousness. But just to make sure we're sort of all on the same page, Christ consciousness is sort of just summed up in one word called namaste, right? It is the realization that God is the indwelling soul and spirit of each and every human. And the more we nurture our soul, the more we support the nurturing of other souls, right? Because at a level, we're all connected. So today, I want to talk about capturing the spirit of you. Because, it kind of all starts here, just right here. So back in the 1900s, there was a congressman, Samuel Tibble. And I want to share this story because that he was in service around the same time that this whole New Thought movement was starting to take place, which could be a coincidence, but I don't really think so. But here's his story. He and his wife had a daughter, Constance, and she was very, very important to them, very important. And wherever she would go, someone would say, from a place of kindness, "Oh, you must be Congressman Tibble's daughter." And she didn't like that because she wasn't just that, she was her. So one day she came crying, she was crying and her parents saw her. And they loved her up and said, you can tell people who you are. You can say, no, I am Constance Tibble. You can introduce yourself as you. And she thought that was a wonderful idea. So the next time, the opportunity came up with a group of people who said to her, "Oh, you must be Congressman Tibble's daughter." And she said, "Oh, no, that is not what my mother says." Right? We are our own unique, individualized expressions of ourselves, right? And we're unique. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, writes, There is but one mind. Each individual, however, is a unique variation of the universe. No two people are alike, and yet all are rooted in that which is identical. The higher the sense of this truth, the greater will be the realization of uniqueness, of our individual character and personality. The real self is God-given and cannot be denied. It is a place where God comes to a point of individualized and personified expression. It is where we become the light of the world. How beautiful. A poet, Rumi, a Persian poet, wrote, "Do you know what you are? You are a manuscript of a divine letter. You are a mirror reflecting a noble face. This universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are that." You're already that because we're already wonderful and perfect. Already, just as we are, just where we are. How many people are familiar with Abraham Maslow, right? Take you back to your college days, right? Yeah. So he did the hierarchy of human needs, and I want to just briefly go over what they are, right, in order. So first is the physical needs, right? Your need to survive, to have food, air, water, clothing, all of that. Once those needs are met, then it's about safety, both physical and financial and overall well-being. And then once you have that, then it's a feeling of belongingness. That idea that we need to be loved and need to be loved. And then next he goes up to self-esteem. And self-esteem he breaks down into two pieces. First, the lower level of self-esteem is respect from others. And a higher level of self-esteem is respect of oneself. And then he talks about self-actualization, which is what I want to focus in on today. Self-actualization, he said, what a man can be, he must be. What a person can be, a person needs to be. And so if you take a look at the characteristics he maps out on self-actualization, they kind of go into like three different groups. A self-actualized person is independent of the opinion of others, right? It's that idea that Terry Cole Whitaker, her book title was so perfect for, right? What you think about me is none of my business. And that's so true. What matters most, dear ones, is what we think about ourselves. That's all that really matters, is what we think about us. So, here's your truth. You are a manuscript of a divine letter. You are a mirror reflecting a noble face. The entire universe lives inside of you, and everything that you want is already there. You are the place where God comes. Where God comes to a point of individualized and personified expression. You, right here and right now and always, are the light of the world. How's that for truth? So, the second group of characteristics, I'm going to say, of a self-actualized person is one that is detached from outcome. And isn't that just so science of mind? Detached from outcome. We could be detached from outcome because we focus on our desired experiences, right? We focus on our desired goals, knowing that they're probably going to look a lot different when we achieve them than what they're looking at us at for now, right? And if we do become attached to our outcomes, it's because we've allowed fear and ego to kind of like wiggle their way into our world. And that fear shows up because we're afraid of not getting what we want. Sometimes we're afraid of getting what we want, or getting what we think we deserve in not such a great way. It shows up by not remembering how we are just pure potentiality. Fear shows up when we stop trusting ourselves and the law. And the law is the law. What we think about, how we feel about it, how we act around it, how we talk about it, is what we're manifesting to show up. And we don't have to be attached to the outcome because we know what we're thinking about and what we're feeling and what we're talking about and how we're acting. And when all of that is in harmony, we don't have to worry about the outcome because it's going to be so much more glorious than we think. So how do we move from that fear? How do we release that fear and step back into our truth and our oneness? We start being grateful. We start diving deeper into our spiritual practice. We create an affirmation that we hold dear to us that is so meaningful to ourselves that the minute it goes through our head, all the fear goes. We take time to be of service. We take time to say how much I love you, how much I care for you. We keep in touch. And we know that there are licensed practitioners right here that we see every Sunday that we can call. We remember that our thoughts and our beliefs shape our experiences and that we are always at choice. And when you're always at choice, the outcome really truly doesn't matter anymore, right? We're self-actualized. And the other set of characteristics kind of goes along that idea of a self-actualized person really has no investment in power or control of other people. As Marianne Williamson said, right, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, but powerful in our own way, powerful in our own lives. And that power that we have, we cannot control anyone else with it. We can influence them as we take that next step up the ladder, as we become more self-actualized, more loving, more peaceful, as we become, as Joan shared today, that idea of peace within. Because when we start to do that, we are not only trusting our true power, but we are using it for the good of ourselves as well as for the good of everyone else. You know, society tends to move towards destructive action. Have you ever realized that, right? Especially in today's world, right? We tend to move towards the destructive, the judging and the categorization and all of those crazy things. Whereas if we just stopped and realized that we're all equal, we're all just equal, we're all just living a human life, and the more guided we are by our soul and our spirit, and the more we feed it, the more we can influence others' love and feeding of their soul. But we're all just walking this life. And so it does us no good to put people in categories, to rank them in any way, shape, size, or form. And as self-actualized individuals, which I believe we all are, because we are seeking to go deeper in our understanding of ourselves, we get to lead that charge from a place of doing no harm. We get to lead that charge by letting people see how when you lead from love and you take the higher ground and not participate in any of that destructive crazy, whether it's at a national level or at a family level or even at our own level of our own selves. Right? When we let that go and step into our love, we truly do become the change agents and we let our light shine. As Brene Brown once said, don't puff up, don't shrink back, stand in your power. And I'd like to add, stand in your power, knowing that as you stand in your power, you are allowing space for others to stand in theirs. So, how do we capture the spirit of ourselves? How do we lead from that place of being self-actualized? Because Maslow, years later, said that there was another level that he did not address at the time. It's the concept of self-transcendence. Self-actualized individuals go beyond their individual concerns and connect to something greater than themselves, such as humanity, spirit, and the divine. That's how we know we're all self-actualized, because we're seeking that higher level, that level of transcendence. But we have to step away from the fear and recognize our greatness and recognize our oneness, to be independent of others' opinions, to deal with any fear around attachment, and recognize that that's just false evidence appearing real. It's not. And we need to be willing to stand in our power. So, you ready to hear your assignment for the week? I want you to pick one of these, and just embrace it this week. Just embrace it. Just get to that place where you spend time every day recognizing that right there, that is your truth. That right there is your truth. And do it especially when it's a time to hit a higher ground. When it's time to take a higher ground and not muck around. Remember one of these truths. I'd like you to love it if we could all remember all of them, but we've got to spend some time doing things outside of spirit. So, with that, I'd like to do a closing prayer. And this time I acknowledge the oneness of it all. Acknowledging that there is just one creative energy, one intelligence, one life, one divine knower. And I realize that each and every one of us, each and every person on this planet, is an individualized expression of it. And it is from there, is from that place of knowing, I demand the following, and if it supports you, join me. I demand a higher expression of love. I demand opportunities to share the love and the joy and the peace that is in my heart and soul. I demand that this season, this month, I am seeking joy and joy is seeking me. I am ready and willing to release all fear, all self-doubt, anything that is standing in my way of being the best me I can be. And I am willing to let go of how I think things should be, or look, or act, and to just Be grateful that things are the way they are. I give thanks for all that has been, all that is, all that will be. I give thanks for God doing all of that heavy lifting. And I bless myself for allowing time and space for God to do just that. And I release these words knowing that they are already done, knowing that all is well, all will be well, and so it is. Namaste.
This song is called Child of the Universe. Faith Rivera is the one who wrote this. I am a child of this universe. The ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have aligned for me in the sky. I am honored by all life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on the tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God moving through me. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath, all of life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn. Give a kiss to Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace to grow. Oh, I honor all of life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. To every blade of grass, to every shaking leaf on a tree, to every mountain top, I sing of the glory of God moving through all, moving as me, moving as you, moving as all.
I don't know about you, but my heart just went like the Grinch's. As she sang. Thank you, and I'd like to thank you, Debbie. I'd like to thank you for your message. I'd like to thank you for your teaching, and most importantly, I'd want to thank you for your service, everyone. Conscious giving. This is a time where I say, people, Last week, Reverend Debbie spoke that we are operating out of reserve, and we were grateful for that reserve. Today is the day I declare we are no longer operating out of our reserve. It's December. If you have financial deals with your financial planners and you need to move money before the end of the year, now's the time to do it. We shared, if you are not a member of our CSL Minneapolis Facebook page or Instagram page, please join, because there's a letter of appeal that's been shared. And I read a comment yesterday of one of our members who said, you know what, this letter of appeal reminded me I need to set up that everyday giving payment that I've been meaning to do for years. And she did it. All right? If you've been waiting as to when's your time to donate, when's your time to do your tithe of 10%, if you want to talk about what that means and what that stands for, come see me. I'd love to talk to you about it. We tithe far more than 10%, and we get far more back. This is the time of year to think about that. This is the time of year to step up. All of you out there watching on video, our center needs you. This is the time of year. If we want to be around, we can't operate on our reserve. We love you all, and we know you love us, so think about that as you go forward to the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. We will now pass out the baskets, and
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
thank you. We are grateful for the gifts and the givers who are with us today. We have a spiritual gift for you, and we are blessed with quite an amazing staff of practitioners. I look at other centers around, and they have 2 or 3 or 4, and we have 12, 14, 15, so it's really sort of cool. And what the gift we give to you is personal prayer. If you're in a place where you just can't vision where you want to be, if you're in a place that I have been sick for 3 solid weeks, I've been on antibiotics 3 times, I feel human for the first time today, and I filled out my practitioner prayer request this morning in the box for my practitioners in my center to envision health for my body. We have that here for you. You can meet with a practitioner after service. We can set aside and have a conversation. Don't forget about that. Right today, we're here for you. You can leave a note in there. You can sign up on the website to have that happen. If the practitioners, we all have snazzy new badges. Do you see that? I feel real now, like, whoa, I'm a practitioner. So I am here. Colleen Wilkinson is here, Celeste, Jeff. We have Reverend Sherry in the back, Reverend Debbie, we have Leif, we have myself, Reverend Joanne. So, and, Colleen, sorry, love, I forget, your badge isn't on, so I was looking at badges, so, there it goes, there's her badge. Okay. So, use this. I have a prayer partner I meet with once a week who's a practitioner, and we go into prayer every week. You can set that up for yourself. We're here for you. Announcements. It says here, whatever they are for today should be written down before the service begins. Well, that didn't happen. We have a book club.
Book club.
It's ongoing?
Yes. Thursday, 7 p.m.
Yep, so the book club, come on over.
Oh, okay.
Have a statement.
Well, I guess it is good I'm saying something.
because last week I did have an emergency and I had to cancel. But we are back on track for this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're not a part of the book study already, feel free to email us at info@cslminneapolis.org for more information, and I'd be happy to get you set up. We are currently studying a book called Basic Ideas of Science of Mind. It's this thin, but it's got all of the best stuff that Ernest Holmes has to offer, drilled down and succinct, and we're having a really good time, so I hope you join us.
Thank you, Celeste. Colleen is here to speak to the foundations class that we have beginning in January.
I am so excited about this because the foundations class was so meaningful for me. I took it twice because I just kept getting deeper and deeper stuff from it. So if you're ready to, kind of like live from that even higher and deeper place of beingness, get the support of a group as you explore some of those things. We create a safe environment where you can have an experience that incorporates all sorts of different learning styles and different opportunities to delve deeper, and do that in a safe space with colleagues of same seeking mind. It's a place to learn how to actually implement these principles, to let go of that unneeded fear, doubt, and really implement some of the principles that ground this teaching and this philosophy. And I look forward to seeing you all there. There's more information on the website, and there's a flyer in the back. Or there's not a flyer in the back? Whatever.
Oh, there it is.
Yes. So Joan James is teaching and I'm assisting, and we really would just love to have your participation. If you've taken a foundations class before, you are more than welcome. I think the auditing process is beautiful. Come and join and just go deeper, and also be there to be a platform to discuss and support those that are just starting on this journey. So it doesn't matter where you are in your process of learning. Even though it's called Foundations, I still return to Foundations almost every day in my practice. So join us. I'm excited to see you. Who comes?
It's a great way of life.
She stole your chair, but that's all right. All right, so as we move forward in the Christmas season, there's a couple things to know. We don't have this room available for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So on Christmas Eve, Reverend Debbie and Reverend Joanne will be doing a broadcast video of whatever they choose to come up with. I would imagine it'll be amazing, so you can tune in for then. And New Year's Eve, we are having a get-together at Reverend Debbie and Jeff's home. To celebrate. We have traditions that we do on New Year's Eve. We do a burning bowl, and we use Jerusalem stones to set our intention for the year. In the back, there's a little flyer here, and there's a sign-up sheet for if you're coming and if you want to bring something for the brunch and for the food. So please feel free and sign up for that as well.
You can also sign up online.
And you can also sign up online. So check out the website, lots of cool information there. Are there any announcements that I'm missing?
I just have to say, so Carl and I actually have a gig this evening. If any of you are looking to go do something from 6 to 9 tonight at Rustic Roots Winery, we'll be playing. We'll be doing some jazz standards, adding in a little bit of holiday tunes. So feel free to check it out, rusticrootsmn.com. Thanks.
Wonderful. All right, well, I am going to give us a closing blessing, or closing prayer. Reverend Joanne will come up with a closing blessing. And then we stay after for fellowship. Don't feel like you have to get up and run away. There's a solid coffee hour that happens after this is done. So please join us for that. So I am so grateful for this moment in time. I am grateful for being here with each and every one of you. I am grateful for Debbie's words and the opportunity to think, how can I incorporate those into my weekly living? What sentence am I going to pick that I'm going to think of every day to move forward into this week. I am grateful for all of you being here. You are our community. You are the center of who we are. You are what makes CSL Minneapolis. I am grateful for the gifts that we've given. I'm grateful for the gifts that we received, and I'm grateful for the gifts that we will bring to the world. And so it is.
And I'll leave you with this blessing. May you be at peace. May you know the beauty of your own true nature. May your heart be open. May you be healed. May you be blessed. Namaste.
All right. So, we decided to do a Christmas tune to end service today. We were going to do look a lot like Christmas, but still kind of looks like fall. So, we have a different tune for you guys. You ready? All right. Stand up. Merry Christmas, baby. You sure did treat me nice. Yeah, I said Merry Christmas, baby. Baby, you sure did treat me nice. And gave me a diamond ring for Christmas. And now I'm living in paradise. Oh, I'm feeling mighty fine, y'all. Got good music on my radio. Hey, baby, I'm feeling mighty fine, y'all. Got good music on my radio. I would love to hug and kiss you, babe, while I'm standing beneath that mistletoe. Santa came down the chimney about 3:30. He got all of these presents that you see. I help you put on these. Well, I love you for Christmas, baby. I said Merry Christmas, baby. Oh, I'm sure you've been good to me. I haven't had a drink this evening, but I'm all lit up like a Christmas tree. I said I haven't had a drink this evening, but I'm all lit up. Hey, Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, baby. I said Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, baby. I would love to hug and kiss you, baby. We're standing beneath that mistletoe. I said I'd love to hug and kiss you, babe. You're standing beneath that mistletoe.